There are moments in history when we're forced to grapple with moral dilemmas of such epic proportions that our decisions echo through the years, even generations. One such dilemma faced Pinchas in ancient times, and we find ourselves in a similar predicament today in the negotiations with Hamas. Last week at Parashat Balak, we read about the Israelites who were camped at Shittim near the border of Canaan. After a while, they began engaging in immoral acts with the Moabite women, which led them to worship Baal Peor, the local deity. God was outraged, and he sent a devastating plague. But just as the Israelites were mourning and pleading with God, something even more shocking occurred. Zimri, the chieftain of the tribe of Shimon, and Cosbi, the daughter of a Midianite leader, engaged in a provocative act right in front of everyone, including Moses. This was more than just a personal affront. It was direct challenge to the core values and survival of the Israeli community. Remember, the Israelites were on the cusp of entering the promised land, where loyalty to God was what mattered more than anything else. In the face of this public desecration, Pinchas decided to take drastic action. He took a spear and killed both Zimri and Cosbi, an act that halted the plague. But this raised a profound question. Was Pinchas justified? Did he do the right thing in this situation? The Torah in this week's parasha tells us that God approved of Pinchas' actions, saying, Pinchas has turned back my wrath from the Israelites by displaying his passion for me. Therefore, I grant him my pact of friendship. But what's interesting is that we don't learn about God's approval of Pinchas' action until we read this week's parasha. It's as though the rabbis who divided the Torah into parshiot were trying to teach us that sometimes we have to wait a week or perhaps much longer to find out whether our decisions in such heart-rending, earth-shattering moral dilemmas are justified or not. It's also interesting that, even though God approved, many rabbis throughout history have debated the righteousness of Pinchas' act. Shifting our attention to today, we face a similarly agonizing dilemma with the proposed deal with Hamas. Some argue vehemently against it, citing the risk of empowering Hamas further, which could lead to more bloodshed and more destruction. They see any concession as an admission of defeat and a dangerous precedent. On the other hand, supporters of the deal emphasize the urgent need to save hostages and the potentially catastrophic consequences of continued conflict, which could escalate into a broader war with unimaginable costs. So what should Prime Minister Netanyahu do in this excruciatingly difficult situation? Should he approve the deal or not? And whatever he decides, how will we know if it was the right choice? Like in the case of Pinchas, sometimes we have to wait, perhaps a long time, to see if our decisions in these situations were justified. And maybe, if we're lucky, we too will receive a pact of friendship from God that affirms our choices. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Shabbat Shalom.